right, welcome back, Carnivore fans. We are back again talking about top 5 vehicles. So this segment, we're talking about top 5 vehicles we would want in our garage under 100 grand MSRP. So before we actually get into that, Miles, I came across some interesting statistics that I thought I'd want to share with you.
All right.
Can you name the top auto manufacturing country in the world?
Japan.
That's a good guess. That's number 2. They make almost 8 million cars a year.
Germany?
Germany is number 3. They make almost 6 million cars a year.
The United States.
The United States is 4th at 4 million. China is number 1.
Oh, China. Okay.
24 million cars.
Wow. But we don't really see any of those cars over here in the United States, right?
Yeah, probably because they're all in China.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
There's enough people there to drive them all.
All right, so why don't you kick off with the first car?
Okay, no problem. So Walter, I kind of approached this list from the mindset of wanting to have a pretty varied garage. I didn't want to just have 5 two-seater, track-focused, cars all the same. It just wouldn't really make sense. And I assumed that these are the only cars I have access to. I don't have any other cars that I can borrow or anything like that. Anyway, so with all that said, I picked 5 different types of cars. My first type was a two-seater mid-engined sports car, and I went for the Porsche 718 Cayman S. Now, a lot of people will tell you that the Cayman is the car you buy because you can't afford a 911, but those people don't know what they're talking about. This is not a baby 911, this is a fantastic car in and of itself. It's got a mid-engined 350 brake horsepower, engine 0 to 60 4.4 seconds, and I think it's bold to say it, but I think this is a better looking car than the 911, so this is something I'd go for, and only $67,000 starting price, so well under budget.
Good choice, Miles. So my first car, I wanted something American and I wanted a sports car. In fact, like you, Miles, I was ready to pick 5 sports cars, and I thought, this probably doesn't make sense if I own 5 cars. So what I did was I kind of spreaded it out, wanted a set of tools. I didn't want all of them to be really powerful chainsaws.
Right,
You
exactly.
gotta have different tools in your shed.
Right.
So the first car I came up with was the Dodge Viper for 2017.
You can get that for under 100 grand?
You can barely, however, you can't anymore. And the reason why is because this is the last year that Dodge is making the Viper, and they're already sold out.
So it's almost like you're buying a classic car at this point.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I came up with an alternative. The closest alternative to me was the Corvette.
Okay.
Z06, 6.2 liter engine, 650 horsepower, 650 torque.
Wow.
3,500 pounds, 0 to 60, 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And retails for about 80 grand, nicely equipped. You could get one for about 90 grand.
That's actually, I think for the money, you can't get more bang for your buck. I think that's a great choice.
I would agree, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so for my second car, I wanted a sports sedan. So I could have gone BMW M3, I could have gone Audi, S5, S4, but I decided to go for the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Now, Walter, you and I test drove a Giulia about a month ago. It wasn't a Quadrifoglio, it was just a base model, but I think we both really enjoyed that car, really enjoyed the driving experience. In fact, I liked it better than the Audi A4 that we test drove. And this is kind of a way to, since I can't afford a Ferrari, this is my kind of way to get the next best thing, because this has a Ferrari-derived 2.9 litre twin-turbo V6, 0 to 60, 3.5 seconds, 505 brake horsepower. I think this car looks great. I think it has a ton of Italian flair, and maybe it doesn't have the build quality of its German competitors, but what it lacks in build quality it makes up for with passion tenfold. And this is a Ferrari that seats 5 people, and best of all, starts at $77,000.
Excellent choice, Miles. In fact, it's such an excellent choice. That was my second choice as well.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. And, I also really like the 4-leaf clover on the side of the vehicle, too.
Yeah.
I think that really looks cool.
Yeah.
And if I was going to have one in my garage, what color would it be? Red.
Right, it's got to be red. Yeah,
It's
got to be the Troy Rosso, absolutely. In fact, I've seen one outside my work a couple times, and it really looks amazing in the flash. So let me talk about my third car here, and we've talked about, I had my two-seater sports car, I had my sports sedan. I need something a little bit practical. Maybe I'm doing a road trip, maybe I have some passengers, maybe some luggage. I need a practical car, so I'm going for the Range Rover Velar. This is the brand new Range Rover in the lineup, and if you're not familiar with which one this is, I don't blame you. Their lineup is kind of confusing. They have basically 10 different models now that all look kind of the same. But I need a large SUV in my garage. I want quality, I want comfort, and I want actual off-road pedigree. And I really like this Velar. I think it looks great. I really like this cockpit. I think it's really modern. I think the Velar is really embracing the future of car design, and maybe in a way that the other models don't. It comes with a supercharged 3-litre V6, 380 brake horsepower, and I think they've perfectly combined luxury style, practicality, and modernity as well. I think this car really has a lot of really interesting technology. And the best thing about it, Walter, starts at $49,000. So half the budget, so I can spend the rest on options.
Well, Miles, this is a little bit scary, but I also came up with a Range Rover too.
Oh dear, we're spending too much time together.
Yeah, well, that might be true. But what I came up with was the Land Rover Range Rover. And I was thinking about the Velar, but I haven't seen one on the road yet. They do look really, really great in pictures, but I haven't seen one on the road yet. And I thought, you know, the Range Rover really, I mean, it really looks rich. And I was really surprised to find out that you could actually buy a new one for under 100 grand. I thought they were always over 100 grand.
How much under 100 grand?
87 grand.
All right,
87 grand.
I thought you were going to say 99,999.
No, 340 horsepower, 332 pounds of torque, 19-inch rims, backup camera,
Sure.
Bi-Xenon in headlights, Meridian sound system.
It's a nice spec.
What more? What more can you need?
Exactly. It's a good choice.
And you know, a couple other vehicles that I also considered the Macan. I think the Macan looks really great.
Yep.
Really good looking vehicle.
Yep.
And I also love Italian vehicles too, so I really considered the Maserati Levante, which that was originally my car, and I thought, you know, I probably would actually buy the Range Rover.
Yeah, I mean, not like Range Rover and British cars in general are known for their reliability, but I would really question the reliability of that Maserati. I'm not sure. Maserati haven't been doing off-road cars for very long, so that would be a worry for me.
I think between Maserati and Land Rover, I think the two in competition have equal footing when it comes to reliability.
Yeah, you're probably right. Absolutely.
But you know, with 5 vehicles, we don't have to worry about that.
That's true. Absolutely, you can just drive one of your other cars.
Yeah.
All right, so for my next car, Walter, I really wanted to get a classic car. You know, I think that no garage is complete without some kind of classic, but the rules of the game here are it has to be a modern production car. So I went for something that reminded me of a classic car. And my favorite classic car that I would love to own is a Fiat 124 Spider from the 1960s and 70s. And so, you guessed it, I've gone for the 2017 Fiat 124 Spider Abarth. Now, I know it's just a Miata with a different body on it, and the reviews for it have not really been that great. But you know what, I like that they're bringing back this great car from the 60s and they're reimagining it for a modern era, even though they didn't do a very good job of it. The best part is it's only $28,000 fully spec'd out, so it's very cheap. So I can blow the rest of that budget on, you know, fur coats and whatever else that I want when I'm driving this car. It's only got 160 brake horsepower, 4-cylinder engine, 0 to 60, 6.3 seconds. So yeah, it's not really about the performance, but I think it's going to feel pretty zippy when you're driving it around. So that's my kind of classic car that I've managed to get in my garage.
Miles, you disappoint me. That car should not be included in your garage. I'm sorry.
I knew that you wouldn't be a fan, Walter.
You are going to park that next to the quadrifoglio?
That's right. But you know, the good thing is, I don't really care if it gets dinged or scratched. You know, I don't really care that much. So.
Wow. All right. Well, you know, along the line of your car, I chose also an inexpensive car. And I'll tell you why. Okay. So it's called the Nissan Nissan Junk. Sorry, let me try one more time. The Nissan Juke.
Okay, I got to hear this, please.
So, you know what this car looks like, right?
Unfortunately, I do, yeah.
I mean, it's just hideous looking, so I always wanted to drive a vehicle off a cliff, not with me in it.
Right, glad to hear it.
So, this is one vehicle that I would love to drive off the cliff.
So this is kind of like a one-time thing, right? You just drive it off that cliff, you get it out of your system.
Absolutely. And you know, it'd probably look better after it drove off the cliff.
That's true. And plus you'd have more space in your garage now for your other 4 cars.
And I'm sure you'd want to include your Fiat along with my Juke.
Well, I think you would want to include it. Maybe we could park it at the bottom and you could just drive your Duke, Joke, whatever the thing is called, you could drive that into it.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, good choice. All right, so my last car, Walter, Last but certainly not least, I need a Grand Tourer, and what better Grand Tourer right out there right now in this budget than a Jaguar F-Type R Coupe. I think this is the best looking car money can buy today. I don't care what anyone else says. I think it's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Heritage, pedigree, individuality, the Jag has all of that. Plus it's got a 5-litre supercharged V8 engine, 550 brake horsepower, 0 to 60, 3.9 seconds. It's a very, very fast car. Looks fantastic, sounds fantastic. And, you know, with some of the other cars on this list, I maybe chose them for sensible, logical reasons. This one is just pure emotional choice. I just think this car is fantastic looking. And it does start at $99,900, so just squeaking in there under the budget. I'm not going to be able to get any options or anything like that. But, you know, Walter, maybe I can get a Jaguar keyring or a baseball cap or something with those $100, you know.
There you go.
I'll get my money's worth for sure. So that's my final choice.
You know, Miles, you and I both test drove a Jaguar F-Type S8 at the 8-cylinder, and God, that is an amazing car. That really is a fantastic car, and it also has the looks that go with it.
Yeah,
so.
I agree, and I think the convertible looks beautiful. I think the coupe looks even more. I think it's stunning.
I agree. All right, so my last vehicle I chose, you know, I really wanted something that is kind of like just this land yacht, so to speak.
Okay.
And you know, the Range Rover kind of fits into that category, but I don't really like driving SUVs, so you know, I kind of would give that car to my wife.
Sure.
And so this vehicle I've always had an affinity for. It's the Mercedes S550.
Oh, I didn't realize you could get one of those for under 100,000.
You can, believe it or not. MSRP is at 97 grand, so it's right near the top, along with the Jaguar. It has 449 horsepower, 516 pounds of torque. Weighs a massive 4,800 pounds. That is quite portly.
That is, talk about a yacht. That is heavy.
But here's the most interesting aspect, Miles. When you're driving your Cayman and you're on the freeway, I'm going to come alongside of you and you're going to try to accelerate from me, and I'm going to keep up with you. You know why?
Why?
0 to 60 is 4.4 seconds.
Wow, that's the same as the Cayman.
Yes. So
That's
fast, big,
yeah,
linebacker that can run down the field.
that's pretty impressive. All right, Walter, well, that a great list. I think we both had some really cool cars, and I've had a lot of fun doing this list as well.
Me too.
You know,
Me too.
And some of these cars are cars that I'm actually almost considering when I do replace my GTI, so it was kind of fun to actually have some cars that were achievable and somewhat within my price range. But if you like this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe for plenty more to come, and don't forget to comment below, give us some other ideas for top 5 videos that you'd like to see us do. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Take care, everyone.
So, that doesn't about wrap it up. I've got one more car. I keep doing this. I think because I always had the Fiat at the bottom. But
Well, that's all right, because now we got some bloopers.
Yeah, there you go.